If you've been watching Golden Gate Point and waiting for the right unit to come up, stop waiting. I just walked 3 available residences at Peninsula Sarasota, and I'm taking you through every one of them. Floor plans, finishes, the rooftop, all of it. By the end of this video, you'll know what's available and what it actually feels like to live here. First, let's talk about where we actually are, because the location is half the story. And right now I'm driving around this peninsula. Golden Gate Point is 22 acres. That's it. It's a peninsula that sticks out into Sarasota Bay, right at the base of the Ringling Bridge. 100 years ago, this was called Cedar Point, and it belonged to John Ringling himself. The neighborhood association here actually goes back to 1955, one of the very first in the state of Florida. And that same pride in keeping these streets looking the way they do is still here today. You've got Bayfront Park in downtown Sarasota on one side, the bridge to St. Armand's and Lido Key on the other. Right now I'm passing through to the right where Amara, a new condominium, will be going up shortly. Marina Jack is just a few minutes away on foot. People pay for this address because there's nowhere else like it. Water on 3 sides, but you can still walk to dinner. And because it's only 22 acres, there's a hard limit on how many buildings will ever go up here. When something sells out on Golden Gate Point, it doesn't come back. This is Peninsula Sarasota. 2 towers, 8 stories each, 23 residences total between them. It sits right between the brick streets and the water, so it feels more like a private enclave than a high-rise. It's brand new, just finished, and it's already over 70% sold. So what I'm showing you today isn't a sales pitch for a building that's wide open. It's a real look at what's still available, because that list is getting shorter and shorter by the day. Let's start with Residence 803. 3,068 square feet. 3 bedrooms, and every single one has its own full ensuite bathroom, plus a powder room for guests. The kitchen has sub-zero refrigeration, Wolf range, a Miele dishwasher, a built-in wine fridge. This isn't a kitchen for show, it's a kitchen for someone who actually cooks and actually entertains. There's also a den with its own view. So if you work from home or you just want one room in the house that isn't a bedroom and it's not a hallway, you've got it. You get 3 separate terraces in this residence, 3, which means at any point in the day there's somewhere outside to stand or sit with your coffee or your wine and just enjoy the view. The walk-in closets are large and they're customizable. You build them out the way you actually live, not the way the builder guessed you would. Same with the pantry, which I'll show you in a bit. There's also a real laundry room here, not a stacked unit hiding in a closet, an actual room. Here's a view from one of the bedrooms. This now is the master bedroom. As you can see, corner windows. And these windows, I should note, are windows that you can see out, but you cannot see in from the outside. So complete and full privacy. Here's your customizable master closet. And one more thing about 803. It's available fully furnished, sold under a separate contract. So if the idea of moving in and being done that same week appeals to you, that option is sitting right here. Here's another beautiful view from your bathroom, and as you can see, you get a soaker tub plus a shower. Each residence has this. This is your laundry room. Now your laundry room does have a door which goes to a corridor where you can place your, there's the door, where you can place your trash and your recyclables, and somebody, condo maintenance, will come in and collect all of that. One of the guest room bathrooms does have a full shower. And as I mentioned before, all bedrooms have a view. This is the customizable closet for this particular bedroom. And what you're seeing is the bay, the marina, and part of downtown Sarasota in the distance. That empty space is where Amara will be placed. But you will still have a view. Make no mistake, there will still be a view even though a building is going up there. We are about to go up to Penthouse 903. And here's your kitchen pantry, fully customizable and big, by the way. This is a large pantry and you can customize it to suit your needs. Here's Penthouse 903, and this one's different. You get 2,000 square feet of private rooftop terrace that belongs to this residence alone. 3 bedrooms, every one with its own ensuite, plus a powder room. A den with water views, same idea as downstairs, but higher up. And on this peninsula, higher up matters more than people think. From here you can see clear across the bay and on a clear evening out toward the Gulf. The appliance package is the same throughout the building, Sub-Zero, Wolf, Mealy, so the quality doesn't change depending on which residence you buy. What changes is the experience. This unit has 2 terraces of its own. On top of that, a private rooftop space. And outside there's a gas grill built right in. Not a portable one you drag out, an actual gas line ready to go. At night, there's an electric fireplace inside. In Florida, you don't need a fireplace for warmth. You want it for the feeling. And up here, with the water below, you and the city lights past the bridge, that feeling is the whole point. This is your laundry room for Penthouse 903. It's really beautiful to see these bedrooms with their views. There's a view of the Ringling Bridge. So even though you're in the interior space of the island, you can still see out. This is the building's shared rooftop terrace, open to every owner in the building, not just the penthouse. But remember, 903 already has its own private space up here, so this common space is a bonus, not a replacement. And if you look across, that's the other tower's penthouse, its own private rooftop already finished out by the owner. You can actually see how someone made that space theirs. Furniture, lighting, the whole layout. It's a good preview of what 903 could become, because you're not buying a finished idea here. You're buying the canvas. Down below, there is the pool that is shared by both towers. And now we're coming back to Residence 302, a lower floor. And I want you to be honest. When people hear lower floor, they assume lesser view. Not the case here. The bay is right there. The light is right there. You're not losing the view. You're just getting it from a different angle. What sets this one apart is the marble. Taj Mahal marble throughout. It's quieter than the bright white marble you see everywhere right now, with a warmer, almost honey-colored vein running through it. It photographs beautifully, but it's even better when you're standing in front of it. And these are solid slab pieces. There's a little seam on either side of those side cabinets, but these are solid pieces. This is one of the bedrooms, and it does come with built-in dressers. Each bedroom comes with a built-in dresser apart from the master, which does have a master closet. Here's another view and another bedroom. You see how beautiful it is? Now I'm going to jump ahead and talk about what both towers share, because this is where the lifestyle becomes real. There's a pool, a jacuzzi, a fire pit, indoor and outdoor lounge space, so you've got somewhere to be, whether it's 90 degrees or it's a cool January evening. There's a gym on site. And here's a detail nobody else is talking about, which I am going to show you in a bit. Every owner gets their own private wine locker, built to hold 12 bottles. We're still looking right now at Residence 302. And it still has, even though it's a smaller unit, even though it's on a lower floor, you still have that opulence and that elegance that you get on the other floors. Here's that Taj Mahal marble. It's just stunning. In warm light, it's beautiful. And there's your wine fridge. You do get one. Parking here is 2 spaces per residence, with storage and an EV charger included. If you're in the penthouse, your space is enclosed. Look at that view. This is still room apartment 302. If, as I was saying, if you're in the penthouse, your parking is enclosed, so an actual garage and not just a covered spot. A few more numbers worth knowing. Ceilings are 10 feet, doors are 9 feet, with pocket doors leading into the closets. So even the hallways feel bigger than they are. And your HOA fee here covers almost everything. The only thing it leaves out and what you're paying for are electricity, your own private internet, and your HO6 insurance policy. Everything else the building handles. So here's where we actually stand. 22 acres on this entire peninsula. This is the common lounge area. And right to the side of it, as you see, are those lockers, wine lockers, that I was telling you about. 23 residences in this building, and we're already past 70% sold in the final stages of completion. That's not a sales line. That's just where the math is right now. What you saw today, 803, 903, 302, is what's actually left. Not a rendering, not a wait list, real available units on a piece of land that will never get bigger. There are others, but I've concentrated my efforts in showing you these 3. If any of these 3 caught your eye, here's what I'd do. Comment the word point below, or send me a DM with that same word, and I'll get you real pricing on whichever residence you want. 803, 903, 302, any of them. I'm an independent buyer's rep, which means I don't work for the building, I work for you. Same listing, same price, but you've got someone in your corner who can actually walk you through it and make sure you're not the last person to find out what's left on Golden Gate Point. I'm Yvonne with Preferred Shore Real Estate. Comment point, and let's get you in here.